Hello, Bluey. Alright. This one's going to be Creative Commons and Parody. What we're going to touch on is fair use music, fair use pictures. Creative Commons is another term, I guess, for fair use. I barely learned the term a few months ago in class when I was taking a business music class, fair use. But I've been on YouTube for about 1.5 years now, and within the last few months I've had a few people that I've known of that have had videos pulled, and it kind of rattles your world a little bit. I have 150,000 at youtube.com/homercocktail, and I have a few Homer Cocktail sites. Most of these videos actually have had to do with the Eagles. I've had one pulled, and I put all my Eagles stuff, except for one song, on private, so the public can't check out my Hotel California or whatever anymore. I have Hotel California on Facebook or whatever. A couple of other places you can find it. I have Desperado still at multiply.com, Homer Cocktail. I don't know how that goes because it's one of those deals where it's like homercocktail.multiply/com or however that goes. But I have some of the stuff other places. But strike 3 and you're out on YouTube supposedly. Once they say, hey man, you fucked up 3 times, and it's arbitrary. With these guys, I fucking swear to God, it's arbitrary. I heard Prince doesn't like people covering his songs either. But in class, supposedly cover songs are completely legal. So long as you don't pretend that you wrote the song and everything. With me, the song was A Heartache Tonight by the Eagles. I sang the song. You could tell I sang the song. I gave credit to, originally by the Eagles. Gave credit where credit's due, etc. Cover songs, from what the teacher said, they're never illegal. Parody, we're covering parody as well, satire, never illegal, okay? Which is real ironic. TMZ, for example, who sits there and you can make fun of someone all you want, and you don't have to pay them. if you're doing a satire. Let's suppose, I think one of my recent pieces, I included a satire on Bob Dole or whatever, where Conan has his face come down and he's talking and it's really not him, but everyone understands it's not him. That's called political satire right there. And that's legal. That's completely legal. And it's real ironic because if you set up a website and use images of someone, let's suppose Jenny Garth, I used to have a crush on her during the 90210 days when it was the original series. Let's suppose you set up a site for someone and you're using the images from Cosmo and every other place or whatever. That site would be taken down theoretically, or could be at least. But if all of a sudden you create a site where you satire her, like, oh, she can't act, she's stupid, she's ugly, or something like that, something you don't even believe, all of a sudden it's supposedly legal. And why do I make this piece? Yesterday was April Fool's Day, so I put some sites on, put some videos on my sites actually, where you get to choose a featured video, dealing with paranormal stuff, Bigfoot, Sasquatch. I had that on my Homer Cocktail site. I have a Homer Cocktail 2 site. I did Alien Autopsy, and on the 3rd site I did Nessie from Loch Ness Monster. And someone used Creative Commons, and I thought it was real funny because you shouldn't have to kiss ass at Google or YouTube, right? And I'm not saying this guy did or anything, but at the end of the video, he made it well known. Thank you to Google, thank you to YouTube and Creative Commons, etc. Because that's how he uses pictures. He got it from Creative Commons. Let me tell you how to do it, by the way, because I did a little research on it. Flickr. Flickr, for those of you that don't. Okay, Flickr. For those of you, my finger just hit the button. That's why it's going to seem like a little jump here. And now I'm going to have to guess at how much time I have left. I've covered this another piece where on digital cameras it starts you back at 0. But Flickr is like Photo Bucket and some other sites where you can go and get pictures. Now some of them are copyrighted. What you have to do is go to advanced search, scroll down, and there's a button you can press where you choose Creative Commons, which is stuff you're not going to get jacked for if you use the images. And there's some other sites. You can go to like NASA. NASA has like pictures of the Earth and crap like that. But Flickr is probably the easiest and biggest one, I guess. And it was no problem with me until that Eagles one, actually. And I had some trepidation, apprehension about some other videos I've done. Because I figured that if you modify them and there's a question that someone asked to Yahoo Answers or whatever, if you modify them by 10%, someone asked, I heard that, they asked Yahoo Answers, I heard that you can still use it or whatever, and they're like, no, you can't, it's never okay. Well, it's okay with parody and satire, supposedly, but just to be safe, use Creative Commons, I guess. And I was going to mention something about it's kind of like the give a penny, take a penny thing, where it's like, hey man, you can definitely take a penny. What happens if you like grab like 10 pennies or something? They're like, don't do that. It says take a penny. Well, like what if you take 2 pennies? They're going to be like, well, go ahead. It's like that gray area, or whatever. Anyway, so I just want to cover that, and same thing about traveling down the freeway, 70 miles an hour. Everyone else is doing it. And I'm not saying it's legal, but in California, usually you don't get pulled over, but you could. Theoretically, you could get pulled over. They say better safe than sorry. I'm not sure, but man, some of these people have a lot more views that I've seen pulled. It's just bullshit. I think it's kind of bullshit. It's almost arbitrary. You guys have a good time. I have more to talk about, but I want to make sure I'm in that safe zone for 10 minutes that you're allocated. It's actually 10 and a half. I come to find out. I've seen 11-minute videos. I've seen 55-minute videos on YouTube. Overall, I'm not bitter about this site. How could I be? But I just don't like feeling that it's random is all. It's like I have a backlog of music, so sometimes I like to put images to it, and I always modify them. She'll be coming around the mountain on my YouTube. Check it out. Go Homer Cocktail, one word. She'll be coming around the mountain, and I have a background that's like the galaxy and shit. It's like, are they gonna jack me for that? Why do I have to? Why do I have to even think about it? But you guys have a good time. Been a good crowd. Party on.